Good evening. Today we are going to discuss participation constraint. First of all, we need to understand what is meant by participation constraints. We understood that the entities are connected via relationship. This is called as a one entity set. This is another entity set. This diamond is meant for a relationship set. Generally we used to call entity and entity set same, but entity set means it has set of entities. Okay, earlier we understood the diagram of entity set. It has some entities, another entity set, it also has some entities. These are connected via some relationship set. That means how many entities, suppose this is the entity set A, entity set B, the participation constraint will tell us how many entities are participated in this relationship. Okay, that is about the participation constraint. The name itself indicates that how many entities are participated with the relationship. Am I right? So here we are going to see there are two types of participation constraints. One is total participation. That means all the entities are participated. Another one is the partial participation. Some of the entities may not be participated. For this, we are going to understand with some examples. Let us consider here. Now we are going to discuss total participation. Here we have student entity set, that R1, R2, R3, R4 are relationship set, whereas S1, S2, S3, S4 are the student set, and the last one is course entity set. Here you can see in student entity set we have 4 students, S1, S2, S3, S4, and course entity set we have 3 courses, C1, C3, C4, and the student entity set and course entity set are connected with relationship set. It contains R1, R2, R3, R4. Okay, so we can understand here, check the entities in student entity set all have relationship or not. See here, S1 has relationship, no doubt. S2 also have relationship. S3 also have relationship, connection with the relationship. S4 also. So here we can see all the students. Okay, student 1, 2, 3, 4 all have connection with the relationship set. So that means what happens? All the students are enrolled into the courses. Whatever may be the courses, but all the students are enrolled into the courses. So this is called as a total participation. This is called as a total participation. The total participation is represented with a double line. Double line. That means all the students are participated. That is total participation. Okay. Now we are going to discuss partial participation. That means some of the entities may not be participated. Okay. So consider the course entity set. It has 3 entities. But out of 3, students enrolled in course 1 as well as students enrolled in course 3, but students are not enrolled in course 4. That means what happens in this course entity set, C4 course is not at all participated in the relationship. So this is not full, this is not total. So this is called as a partial participation. This partial participation is represented with a single line. So some of the courses are not enrolled by the students. That is partial participation, whereas all the students are enrolled into courses. That is nothing but a total participation. Now we are going to see what is the participation constraint in weak entity. Here you understood that whenever double rectangle is there, that is nothing but a weak entity. And whenever weak entity has some connection with a strong entity, that relationship is called identifying relationship. So if you consider an organization, it has some employees. Each employee may have some dependents. Dependents may be children or spouse, but for a weak entity, there is no primary key. That means the entities in the weak entity are not uniquely identified. So in that case, whenever dependents are there means they must, that means identified with employees only. That's why weak entity always has total participation. Here double line, you understood that double line is meant for the total participation, whereas single line is meant for the partial participation. This is all about participation constraints. Okay, thank you one and all.